Here are some considerations when you're deciding to purchase either a Mac or a PC. With PCs, they tend to have a lot of interchangeable parts, so you could purchase them from lots of different companies like Logitech or others. And they have lots of different accessories like webcams and other items. They don't all have to be the same brand, however. If you purchase a Mac, all components in the MacBook must be iOS compatible or from Apple. So for PC, the OS or operating system typically would be Windows. However, there are so many different operating systems available nowadays that you could pick one to fit your needs. And you could pick a generic one, but those tend to have more bugs. However, the operating system for Apple products does not have this variety. You are limited to what they offer, which would be iOS. PCs, they tend to have many different apps you can download, like Microsoft Office or any different games. There's lots of different applications that are configured to work with a Windows operating system. However, for a Mac, they tend to be more strict with their operating system in what they allow to be downloaded to your MacBook. And if you decide to download something that would be more like against their wishes, it tends to have more glitches and really just doesn't work as it should. If you are looking into buying a computer for like graphic design or animation, I would strongly recommend Apple. They tend to have high quality and very reliable systems. However, um, excuse me, if you were to buy a PC, they may not be as reliable and products differ in quality extremely. And you could purchase different upgrades for your PC, like a better graphics card or other things to make it stellar, but the Apple products already come built in with all of those. No extra work needed. So again, the PC would be good if you're interested in kind of configuring it to your own life, and if you're interested in how the hardware works for computers. Macs are notorious for being like locked, as they say, where you aren't able to change any of the internal hardware, which is one negative with Mac because then you can't necessarily update it to fit your needs. But Mac tends to be very reliable. But again, if you're going to be investing the money, I would say Mac would be good if you already have the full system, the iPhone, the AirPods. If you already have that, Mac integrates really well with that. However, if you have an Android or a Google Pixel or a different kind of phone, a PC would be the better route because it cannot connect to your Mac, whereas iPhones can. So anyway, just a few considerations when you are looking to buy a new computer.